Hi everybody, and welcome to Traveling with Russell, and welcome to Moscow, and welcome to a new video, almost in the center of Moscow. Thought I'd show you a very interesting shop that opened literally 9 days ago. It's a brand new store. It's right behind me. We're gonna go check it out. The shop I want to show you is actually a combination of 3 stores in one. And it's a shop by the company Magnit, and they are rather famous in Russia. However, before I go in, I just want to show you where I am here, because this is a absolutely beautiful part of Moscow, and this is a place called the Garden Quarter. This is a brand new housing complex here, quite close to Sportivnaya metro station and Usachevsky Rynek, which is a very well-known market and cafe area. And this place right here, here is my friend all the way from Turkey, Dagan. He came with me today and he's making some content and taking photos. But just have a look at these modern Moscow apartments. Now we're not that far from the center of Moscow, about 7 kilometers. And this area is rather upscale or luxurious. They do have some nice outdoor cafes here. Now the weather today isn't amazing. It's been raining for the last few hours, and if you were here on a sunny day, it would absolutely shock you the amount of people that come to the Garden Quarter to take photos, to hang out. But we're here to see a Magnit. Now, the actual supermarket part is called Magnit City, and then they actually have a Magnit pharmacy or Anteka, and then there is also a cosmetic store. Now, what's really interesting, this particular cosmetic store for Magnit is the only one in Russia. They've got their hours posted. I'm not sure why they didn't do all the same opening hours. A little bit strange how how one opens an hour later than the other. And the nice thing is you can roller skate inside with an ice cream in your hand and your camera in the other hand. So what I want to show you first is the downstairs area. If it wasn't raining, they'd actually have some deck chairs laid out, but because of the weather, they've decided to keep them inside today. So they've got an interesting concept to this store. Now, this is very much a convenience store size shop. Now, Magnit as a chain has just about 30,000 shops across the entire Russian Federation, and this is their newest store. So on this lower level is the supermarket part, and then this mezzanine area is the pharmacy and cosmetic store, which we'll walk upstairs in just a minute and have a look. So they've actually got a coffee shop right here, and also I've just noticed they've even got a self-service noodle station, so you can actually do your own noodles. You can put the water in and then cook them right here. Of course, plenty of choices of coffee. Fairly sure the screen here had the different types of coffee on the screen. And being a convenience store, of course, ice creams for the warmer weather. We're in the middle of summer and it's raining outside. So you do have the option to pay over here. On this right-hand side, you can see all the candy and snacks. And then there is also a self-checkout version over here, which interestingly they've got batteries, super glue and personal products, which is a little bit not matching the shop. So they've got fridges here on the left with lots of ready food. This is all prepared food which you could literally eat right here or take home. There's a few drinks. Now this is very un-Magnit-like, because they've got quite a few imported items. So you'll see here they've got imported Coca-Cola, Dr. Pepper. So you can see here this white sticker which is the import label from Italy, Pellegrino. So you've got quite a few non-Russian made items. They do have some nice cakes though and pastries in the fridge. Of course, all the very normal things that you'd get in a convenience store, just scaled down a little bit of a smaller version of a normal shop. So all of the things like yogurts and milks. They've actually even got some vegetables, but just the salad versions of things and the quick grab items, even strawberries and berries. And there's even pineapples and coconuts if you're wanting something that's not particularly Russian. How fancy do the apples look in here? I have to remind myself I'm in the garden quarter in Moscow, and then in my head I want to remind myself that I'm in a Magnit store. Coffee, snacks. Also, their shelf tags are all electronic. They're not the paper type that you see in all of the traditional Magnit stores. Pistachio biscuits up there. And there is also a little bit of beer and ciders. Probably the world's smallest cleaning and personal care section. There's a little bit of meats. Their steaks are from Miratok, which is a very well-known meat supplier in Russia. They're the largest producer, I think, of beef and pork in the country. And they have their own supermarkets, yet they actually sell it to other supermarkets. Even they got fancy pizza right there. All of the normal items for cooking at home. Yeah, I wanted to make this an easy walkthrough video. Hopefully it comes out okay. Lots of nice cool drinks. They've got some Mexican drinks right there on the shelf. I'm not too sure where these Fantas come from. Exotic Fanta. And the one thing Magnit does very well is they've also got some pastries that they par bake here in the shop. So they've actually got the ovens back here, and then the baking machines for the bread, candy, and even they've got healthy protein bars. So there is healthy food in Russia, right next to the Haribo cola bottles. And then I'm curious about the menu here. So they've actually got things like hot dogs and pizza. So they make it right here. I think also sandwiches as well, and different coffees. So yeah, very interesting. And then there's even a sofa over here. You can hang out and sit and relax. They've got some stools. They've even got the charging stations if you want to plug your computer or your phone in. Now, how does this compare to your local convenience store? Well, let me know in the comments. I think I need to find myself something to have as a snack when I leave though. What we want to do from here is go and have a look upstairs at the only Magnit, a luxury cosmetic store in all of Russia. I was just having a look at some of the statistics, and for the convenience store or Magnit city locations, they've got more than 9,000 of them across Russia. Now, what Magnit has done in terms of their supermarkets is they've separated out all of the personal items, cosmetics, pharmacy items, and they put them in standalone shops. And generally, where you find a Magnit supermarket, you'll find a Magnit cosmetic store. And just have a look at this place. This is the only one in Russia. And this, I have to remind myself, is still a Magnit store. But just have a look at the setup that they've got. This is more like a traditional perfume shop or cosmetic shop. One of the well-known brands in Russia is called Gold Apple. And this, for me, very much mirrors that type of shop. They've got makeup stations here. They've even got a selfie camera set up if you want to film yourself. You can look down to the street from here. And then all of the different cosmetic brands. Now, I don't really know most of the brands that are in this shop. But let me know how this compares to your local pharmacy or cosmetic store where you live. Because this is not like the one where I live. We have one of these about 10 minutes walk from my house. So we have the actual Magnit Supermarket, and then next to it is the cosmetics part. So this is where it differs quite a lot in Russia, because in almost all supermarkets you go to, they don't necessarily have the personal care items in such abundance like this, where you've got so many choices. And in Russia, you have to generally go to a separate standalone shop, like a perfume and cosmetics store or to some kind of a pharmacy. But here, they have literally everything and more. If only I knew all the brands, it would be very helpful. They even got a men's section over here. There's some grab-and-go size items as well. But how nice does this feel? You got all of the separate men's items. It is rather warm in here. They've got their air conditioning kind of working. But how does this store look to you? Now, if you're actually from Russia, it'll be interesting if you know about this store or not. It's been open for 10 days. And then this is where there's a little bit of a difference again. So you can roughly make out the logo of Magnit, and this is Magnit Pharmacy. So you can bring prescriptions here, or you can buy things quite openly over the counter, and pretty much anything you need for pharmacy needs you can get in this store. So they've got quite a lot of things pretty much that I probably don't need. I know my wife generally comes and buys things if I need something like headache tablets or some kind of a basic medication. But this is something else. Just how nice this store looks and how it's laid out. Even they've got vitamins as well. Even stuff for the children and babies. And then this is essentially a separate shop from this main cosmetic store. But I've got to remind myself that I'm in a Magnit, and that's hard to do. Now, I didn't know what to expect coming here, because this was something that's just opened, and I was told that I had to come here and check it out. I wonder how well the sunscreen is selling so far in Moscow. We seem to have a lot of overcast, rainy days. We really want some sunny, blue sky days for summer. They also have a perfume section over here. Now, if my wife was with me, she'd be able to tell me some of these different brands and different items they've got. I'm just not really into the fragrances as much as she is. She knows all the names of them, and the new ones and the old ones. So what do you think of Magnit Cosmetics and Magnit Pharmacy as a shop? And of course, downstairs was the, I'm going to say, convenience store. They like to call everything in Russia a supermarket. However, in reality, there is different sizes of the shops, so it's a little bit interesting the way they word each different store. And lots of products, and lots of different brands of products as well. Very interesting. What do you think, everybody? So the lady here was just telling me that there is a virtual mirror here that will help me find some of my skincare needs based on it taking a photo of me. And apparently all I need to do is look at the screen. Yes. And hopefully it's going to say some good things.
Take a photo. Use.
And then what it's going to do is it's going to find...
Talk some question.
So basically I can go through the functions here and it's going to help me find what I need to buy in this store based on my looks. Hopefully the list is not very long. After a few different questions on the screen here, it's pulled up my photograph and it's shown me some before and after options. And it suggests that if I buy some of these different oils and lotions for daytime and nighttime, I can literally buy them and check out right here. At some point after a month, I'll look just like this. How cool is that? I head on out of the Magnit store and back to this garden quarter area. Now, if you are from Moscow and you've got a few hours free, come to this area just for a walk. It's not too far from Sportivnaya metro station. Maybe grab yourself a coffee in the Magnit right there. But what a very nice store it was. It's the only one in Russia, and it is literally brand new at the same time as well. And I'm glad I came. Actually, just to come for a walk here is something else. I've been here back in winter time, and the actual pond right in front of us here, or where I'm standing, is normally iced over, and they have skating. But right now, just peace and quiet. I think the one question I really have is, how does this store compare to where you live and this format of store? Now, of course, this is not a full-size supermarket. Magnit has thousands of them all over Russia. I'm fairly sure their next nearest one from here is only about 5 minutes away. I've been to this area a few times, and the more traditional version of the store and more full-line version as well. And how nice is this place? The birds are chirping. We're just missing that summer sun, and this place would be even more perfect. Thanks everybody for watching this video. I hope you found it interesting. I will put the link to where it is in the description. I always put the map pin, so if you perhaps want to look it up yourself or want to understand about it from their website, you're more than welcome to do that. I'm doing that for all of the videos that I post now, just so people know where I am and it's not some mysterious place that I just keep finding here in Moscow. Give it a thumbs up if you like the video. I'm back in Moscow and I'm just hoping for some summer sunshine for the next few weeks. Summer doesn't last very long here in Moscow, so we've got to take advantage of it. And today isn't the sunniest of day. Put a comment in the video. Then if you want to join my Telegram channel, it's right here. And if you want to see perhaps a traditional Magnit store, I'll put a link to that video right now, and you can keep traveling with Russell. Okay everybody, I'm off on another adventure. Bye.